Shut it down and lock in Hollis Hall is on emergency mode right now. Meetings got longer, voices got louder, and the comfort seats in the starting lineup just turned into folding chairs. This is the week where jobs get won, jobs get lost, and the vibe in Chicago either flips or fractures. No Instagram fluff, no feel-good spin pads popping, whistles screaming, and a head coach drawing a line in the turf. If you're wearing a Bears helmet, your tape better talk, because the patience meter is at 0. This isn't panic. This is a course correction at full speed. Here's what we're doing today straight up. We're going to map out who's on thin ice and why. What competition at camp actually looks like in real football terms. How the leadership and sideline energy will be audited snap to snap. Which positions are about to see snap redistribution. And how the staff can turn 2 ugly weeks into a reset that wins a divisional fistfight. You'll walk away knowing the checklist for the offensive line, what the DB room must change by Wednesday, how the WR1's body language affects the whole unit, and what the tight ends need to do to matter again. No slow build. All gas. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, the place where Chicago talks ball like it's January and every rep counts. If you bleed navy and orange, hit subscribe, drop a like, and get in the comments. This community isn't background noise. It's the engine. We coach together in here. Introduction. Identity is not a poster on a wall. It's how you respond when your script gets shredded. The Bears have talent, youth, and a head coach who doesn't worship seniority. That matters. But energy and leadership have to live on the grass. Not in quotes. If your sideline is flat, if your starters are jogging through adversity, if your celebrations disappear the second the drive stalls, the NFL will expose you. Chicago's margin is effort plus detail. That's the brand. That's the path from promise to January football. Now the news, this is the heartbeat of the week. After that last loss, Ben Johnson turned up the heat and made it plain to the staff and to the locker room more competition at camp, real battles, and the potential for changes in the starting lineup based on effort, assignment discipline, and how guys look when the ball is not in their hands. Translation: practice just became a proving ground. If you loaf, you sit. If you strain, you play. That's the culture reset the city has been begging for. Let's go position by position, starting with the hot stove, the offensive line. Left tackle Braxton Jones is under the harshest light. Nobody cares what round you were drafted. If you're protecting the blind side in Chicago, the standard is high and the clock is fast. Too many soft edges, too much pocket pollution, too many reps where the QB's timing gets hijacked before the root even blooms. Value pick isn't a shield, performance is. Expect the staff to put him on a rep clock. Tighter hand placement. Better anchor against long arm power, and if the slide protection is coming his way, he's got to meet force with violence, not retreat. If the same mistakes show up Tuesday and Thursday, the rotation will get real swing tackle snaps, extra chip help from the tight end, and the leash gets short on Sunday. Secondary Kevin Byard is the name that hurts to say out loud because the resume is gold. But this is a present tense league. If your angles are loose and your communication is quiet, zone spacing collapses and everybody looks slow. Leadership from a veteran safety isn't just speeches, it's point and play. Get the corner set, get the nickel aligned, own the middle field safety landmark, and close with bad intentions. The staff wants his voice up, his urgency up, and the standard back at an all-pro level. If age is a factor, then the adjustment has to be mental speed, know it before it happens, and put guys in the right grass. Corner Tyreek Stevenson is in a crisis of confidence. Quarterbacks are testing him until he makes them pay. That ends with technique, not talk. Square at the line, patient feet, trust the leverage, and finish. One pass breakup can wake up a season, but it's got to start with fundamentals. The staff can help with more press bail on early downs, some road safety help on obvious shot plays, and mixing his assignments so he isn't a target they can pre-plan all week. But the swagger comes back when the ball hits the turf because he put it there. That's on Tyreek, and he knows it. Wide receiver room DJ Moore's production is fine. The issue is contagious energy. WR1 can be a thermostat or a thermometer. Chicago needs a thermostat. After a tough series, after a big catch, after a QB scramble, he has to be first in line to lift the room. Tap a helmet, rip the huddle back together, sprint the ball to the official, and demand the next call. That stuff isn't corny, it flips games. Leaders don't wait for momentum. They manufacture it. Tight ends criminally underfed early. That changes now. This offense needs the tight end room to be a multiplier, chip release to slow the edge, spot routes as a friendly third down face with a QB, and play-action crossers that punish linebackers who overplay the run fit. The rookies need packages. Cole needs volume. Detroit was a teaching tape. If the edge rush is cooking, help isn't a sign of fear. It's the toll you pay to throw downfield. Expect more 12 personnel looks, more duo runs with the tight end inserting, and more quick shooters off play action. Let's talk about the sideline. Film the thing nobody wants to admit matters. The cameras caught a lot last week. Too many blank faces, not enough urgency, scattered communication. Contrast that with what championship sideline energy looks like. QB greets the OL after every series. Skill guys sprint to celebrate first downs. Defensive leaders huddle the back seven before money downs. These are habits, and they're teachable. The staff is preaching it because tape doesn't lie. Now, what does competition at camp actually mean? It's not a threat, it's a structure. More mixed unit periods. More one-on-one trench work with a winner and loser declared out loud. More finish to the echo of the whistle, periods where the only stat is strain. And a board on the wall with arrows up and arrows down. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. Players understand where they stand, and Sunday rep counts reflect it. The point isn't to embarrass vets. It's to demand their best and reveal hungry depth that forces the room to rise. Quarterback, there's real growth. It isn't perfect, but the processing is trending up. Deeper into progressions, cleaner feet, quicker decisions. That has to survive the storm. The worst thing a young QB can do is stare at the pass rush and let the read die. The staff's job, a heavy dose of quick game early, sticks, outs, hitches, run game with teeth. Duo, inside zone, and calculated shots once the defense starts squatting. Protect with presentation, same formation, 3 different stories. That's how you help a QB be decisive and dangerous without asking him to be a superhero every snap. So what changes this Sunday? Offense first. Watch for tempo on our terms. Early snaps to keep the defense vanilla, then motion to force coverage tells. If the left edge is shaky, call the protection to help and live in 2.5-second releases until the defense widens. That sets up the shot later. More design touches for the tight ends in the flat, and seems to punish linebackers cheating. Screens as a weapon, not a crutch RB screen to slow the rush. Delay screen when they bring 5, and a tunnel screen to DJ to make them tackle in space. Defense, win first down, build the pass rush on 2nd and long. Simulated pressures, it looks like 5 rush 4. Creepers from the nickel to mess with protection IDs. And let your best guy hunt with inside twists to attack guards who hate dealing with speed to power. Communication in the back end has to be loud enough for the cameras to hear. If you're late aligning, you're already beat. Special teams, this is the hidden oxygen. Coverage lanes with violence, smart returns that set the offense at the 32 instead of the 22, and no freebies. Field position keeps the call sheet open. It matters more than fans realize. And it's where attitude shows up first. This isn't about calling people out to trend on Monday. It's about fixing what's fixable by Wednesday, so Sunday feels like Chicago again. The staff wants urgency, not theater. The locker room needs standard, not slogans. Drive-by critics will say same old Bears. That's lazy. The difference between a slump and a slide is how brutally honest you are during the correction. Today's message is clarity. Play like your job depends on it, because this week it does doubt my opinion. I love the switch to open competition. The NFL is a ruthless meritocracy when you let it be one. You can't preach hits principle and protect comfort. You've got to earn the right to stay on the field. Braxton's got to respond with violence and pride. Biard's got to be the megaphone and the eraser. Tyreek needs a clean rep early to reset his chest. DJ needs to drag the sideline into the fight with him. And the tight ends need to make this offense feel like it has answers on demand. Do that, and this whole narrative pivots in 7 days. Now it's your turn sound off. Should Braxton Jones keep LT while he fights through it? Or is it time to test the rotation? Type W, A for yes, N for no, and tell me why. Who else should feel the heat this week? And which young player has earned more snaps? What's your first scripted call on Sunday to set the tone quick game, heavy run, or play action shot? Drop your plan below. This channel isn't a crowd, it's a huddle. Bring your football brain, Bears fans.